Here are some interesting things about vision and color. So I have made a video previously talking about color blindness. You can go check that out. That was one of my really early ones, so it's kind of cringe, but if you want to go check that out and learn about color blindness. But we also occasionally have this thing that is essentially the opposite of color blindness, called tetrachromism. So the majority of the population is trichromic, which means you have 3 color receptors, and so you can see red, green, and blue wavelengths of light, and everything else is just filled in between those colors. Now, tetrachromism is where you can see 4 wavelengths of light. In my quick research about this, couldn't really determine exactly what extra wavelength you can see, but the one thing I did find that it's kind of in a yellow-green spectrum. So basically, if you have tetrachromism, you can see more colors than the average population, whereas if you have color blindness, you can see less colors. And while color blindness is predominantly in males or people with XY chromosomes, tetrachromism is more commonly found in females or people with XX chromosomes. That is because color vision is X chromosome linked, so that I went over that in my color blindness video if you want to check that out again. But so far it has only been observed, or tetrachromism, sorry, has only been observed in people with XX chromosomes. Now, if you want to know if you are tetrachromic, the kind of best way to determine that is through genetic testing and actual, clinical testing. However, there are a couple tests found on the internet you can do, such as this one. Now, as a caveat, this one has been debunked a couple times. I'm not sure how accurate this is. Since it's just a free online test, I would not give any credibility to this beyond it just being a interesting thing to do. So this has no basically scientific merit behind it, but if you want to test it out yourself, basically just count out how many different distinct colors you can see in this. I will move myself out of the way if you want to pause this video and count them. But basically, there are supposed to be 39 distinct colors in here. If you can see between, I think it was 35 and 39 colors, you may be tetrachromic. Again, this has no scientific backing behind it. I myself can see 37 to 38, depending on the lighting and my phone brightness and all that. So, according to this test, I am tetrachromic, but that basically means nothing beyond it's an interesting test, so do this if you want. This could also theoretically double as a color blindness test, because if you see 20 to 25 colors or less than that, you're probably colorblind, which is a different thing. But yeah, no scientific backing behind this specific one that I could find, just for fun. But what I find very interesting, that has nothing to do with tetrachromism at all, the existence of forbidden colors. So, forbidden colors are colors that don't actually exist and you can't perceive them. There's some of them up here. I will pause in a second to let you go through and see if you can see them. But basically, what you do is you stare at the very bright saturated colors on the left over here for 20 or so seconds, then look at the middle column to see you can unlock the forbidden colors of the spectrum that don't actually exist. And then on the right over here is a approximation of what those forbidden colors look like. That's kind of as close as you can get to actually seeing them without doing this other test thing. So I will get myself out of here so you can pause and look at that. But essentially, eyeballs are weird. You can unlock forbidden colors that you can't normally see. Some people can see more and less colors than other people, and it's just overall fucking whack.